planets, talking shells, and multiverses of madness, there was a lot to love about the movies of 2022. Kristen here, and today we're talking about some of the best movies of the year. Some of them, are crowd favorites, blockbusters that we all know and love. Some of them maybe have gone under the radar. Maybe you haven't heard of them yet. So let's break it down. Dead bodies and fake friends show up at every turn when a party goes very, very wrong in A24's Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. You've got a killer cast here, pun intended, and the film is really cleverly written with a twisted and unexpected answer to who really done it. Mansion, apartment, shack house, your 2000s future is coming for you in Cursed Friends. This is a Comedy Central film starring Harvey Guillen, Nicole Byer, Jessica Lowe, and Andrew Lewis Caldwell, and I cannot tell you how pleasantly surprised I was by this movie. It follows four childhood friends who reunite for a drunken Halloween night, only to find that the MASH game they played when they were kids is coming to life in unexpected ways. They have to work to save each other from their wild new fates, from having 100 kids with the hometown loser to marrying NSYNC's Joey Fatone. Cursed Friends is a surprisingly spooky delight. It's chock full of early 2000s nostalgia and over-the-top humor that will take you back to your own MASH playing days. I loved every minute of it. Deadstream is a comedy horror about a canceled internet personality who's trying to win back his fans by live streaming in a haunted house. His big comeback turns into a fight for his life when he pisses off a vengeful spirit. Shot in a uniquely high-quality found footage style, the film boasts excellent effects and expertly balances humor and horror. Joseph Winter, who is the lead actor in this film, is also the co-writer and co-director, and he does a great job playing up that larger-than-life stereotype of influencer culture, and you're really rooting for him in the end despite all of his mistakes and goofiness. Director Carey Williams brings us a timely social commentary satire that tackles racism and white privilege through one wild college night. Two best friends have plans to wrap up their college experience by making history as the first black men to complete the legendary tour by attending a string of frat parties all in one night. But their plans go off the rails when they come home to get ready and find a random white girl passed out in their living room. What ensues is a stressful road comedy that expertly explores racial biases as they try to get this young woman help without compromising themselves in the process. Emergency's got a great young cast, and it brings a fresh and realistic take to the traditionally white-led party comedy genre and really solidifies Williams as a director to watch. Everything Everywhere All at Once is a hilarious and big-hearted sci-fi action adventure about an exhausted Chinese-American woman just trying to do her taxes. With Michelle Yeoh, Ki Hu Kwan, and Stephanie Su, this is a standout cast. Every single person in this film is top-notch, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see all of their names in the award season conversation. A true genre-bending wonder with phenomenal performances from the entire cast, stunning visuals, and powerful themes. The hype behind Everything Everywhere All at Once is real. Millie Bobby Brown is back and better than ever in Enola Holmes 2. Alongside Henry Cavill as her older brother Sherlock, the two of them take on separate cases that end up coming together in an original story based on the real 1988 matchbook strike and the life of labor activist Sarah Chapman. Enola Holmes 2 triumphantly builds on the first film with added layers of charm, action, empowerment, and even a little bit of romance. And I think fans will be really excited by that end credits scene that teases more adventures and expands the world with the introduction of Sherlock Holmes' future partner and flatmate, Watson. Mimi Cave's directorial debut, Fresh, takes a dark turn when Noah is invited by her new boyfriend Steve on a romantic weekend getaway. It's best to go into Fresh without too many spoilers so you can really appreciate all the wild places this movie goes to, but the original script delivers a darkly comedic and twisted allegory about dating culture and the way some men exploit and mistreat women. This film has an edgy style, grotesque sequences, and meaningful parallels punctuated by a really cool retro soundtrack. And Sebastian Stan gives a career best performance. He really transforms on screen. A disturbingly gory feature about the horrors of dating, Fresh is not for the faint of heart. Honor Society finds the popular and ambitious Honor Rose ready to do whatever it takes to take down her competition to get into the Ivy League of her dreams. Rice is pitch perfect as the conniving and manipulative chameleon of an overachiever in Honor, and she has a journey of growth that feels really earned by the end of the film. Stranger Things star Gaten Matarazzo is a standout in a role that really lets him flex his acting chops. Honor Society is a sharp and twisted ride that subverts expectations and delivers surprisingly layered characters that you can't help but root for. Author Annie Barrows has been writing Ivy and Bean since 2006 with 12 books in the franchise so far. Now Netflix has adapted the series about the quiet and intellectual Ivy and the loud and fearless Bean into not one, not two, but 3 movies. This is a great family-friendly watch, and there's even stars that, parents will enjoy, like Sasha Peterson from Pretty Little Liars, Jane Lynch from Glee, Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family. Kids and kids at heart will love following Ivy and Bean's story as they get into these whimsical adventures with the power of imagination, friendship, and maybe even a little bit of magic. Marcel is a one-inch shell who lives with his grandmother in a cluttered Airbnb. But when a filmmaker stays there, Marcel finds himself the subject of a short documentary that brings him passionate fans and a newfound hope of finding his family. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is so wholesome, it's so pure, and there's some truly laugh-out moments of humor and sweetness. You have to check this out. It's one of the best films of the year. Meet Cute centers around a young woman grappling with suicidal thoughts who discovers that a tanning bed and a nail salon is actually a time machine. She continues to travel back 24 hours over and over and over again to relive the best date of her life, only to begin meddling even further into the past to try to fix her new boyfriend when things don't go as she hopes. Sweet, funny, and poignant in the way that it tackles relationships, trauma, and mental health, Meet Cute is surprising in the best way. The two have brilliant chemistry and just play off each other so well. Purple Hearts follows an aspiring musician and a troubled Marine who agree to marry solely for the military benefits, but when tragedy strikes, the lines between their fake relationships start to blur. This is based on the 2017 novel by Tess Wakefield, and it tackles everything from differing political opinions to the broken healthcare system to just showing that people are more alike than they are different. Sophia Carson and Nicholas Galatine have magnetic chemistry. I'm telling you, I ugly cried throughout this entire movie. I was like malfunctioning when I was watching this movie. There was like something going on. I just like could not stop crying. And Sophia Carson just brings so much to this production. Not only did she star in it, she, basically created a whole soundtrack with original and cover songs that was top notch. She also executive produced it. You could just see how much love she had towards this project. And I'm excited to see what she has coming up next in the future. You've gotta watch S.S. Rajamouli's new film, RRR. An Indian Telugu language epic action adventure, it follows two real-life Indian revolutionaries and their fictional friendship and fight against the British Raj. The bromance is real. The fight sequences are literally so heightened and insane. There's great music and dance numbers. Honestly, I've just never seen cinematography on this level. It makes sense why it's the most expensive Indian-made film to date. The movie's already been getting so much awards buzz. It even won the Golden Globe for Best Original Song, beating out icons like Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Rihanna. So, it's gotta be good. It might be 3 hours long, but I promise you, it does not waste a single second. Between the stunts, the music, the acting, you don't want to miss this fantastical spectacle of an adventure. It's cinema at its finest. 25 years after the murders that shocked the town of Woodsboro and turned Sidney Prescott into a final girl, a new killer dons the Ghostface mask. Billed as a relaunch of the series, Scream is a direct sequel to Scream 4 and finds Ghostface targeting people who have connections to the original victims. We get a solid combination of both new and nostalgia. The cast is refreshingly diverse. There's classic scares, tons of laughs, and meta commentary on the horror genre. Scream is a bloody good time and really solidifies Jenna Ortega as this generation's newest Scream queen. I cannot wait to see what they do next in Scream 6. An emo thriller take on the world of Gotham, the Batman explores the mysteries of the dark underbelly of this city with expert world building and unexpected humor. Led by Robert Pattinson, this film definitely stays true to the grittiness of the detective comics that started it all. Netflix's The House takes us on a journey across 3 eras all tied to the same mysterious house. This is an unnerving and unconventional nightmare anthology disguised as a cozy stop motion. The recurring house promises falsehoods of affluence and a better life, but it's all a trap that's difficult to escape. The details in this stop motion, they're elaborate, they're deliberate. You can tell there's just great care being put into building this house and the sets and the characters. The house is a horrible fever dream that will just leave you wanting more. The Invitation follows a young black woman who meets long-lost family members for the first time, only to discover the dark secrets they carry with them. Natalie Emmanuel and Thomas Dougherty have magnetic chemistry in this well-crafted and thrilling vampire romance that kind of gives off vibes of Ready or Not. Led by Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and Daniel Radcliffe, The Lost City is about a reclusive author who gets kidnapped by an eccentric billionaire who thinks she can lead him to an ancient city's lost treasure that she wrote about in her last book. Determined to prove that he can be a real hero, her cover model attempts to save her. There might not be any crazy twists and turns in The Lost City, but there is also not a single weak link in this film. It's self-aware, it's poking fun at the genre, while also delivering a solid story of humor and heart from start to finish. Every moment is purposeful, it's hilarious, giving the phenomenal cast the very best material to work with. Hilarious, super quotable, and with a rock-solid cast, The Lost City was one really great movie of 2022. In the menu, a couple travels to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has provided a lavish meal with some surprises. Led by Anya Taylor-Joy and Ralph Fiennes, the film explores classism and wealth through the performative lens of food and nostalgia. Family tensions rise among siblings the week leading up to their half-sister's wedding in The People We Hate at the Wedding, based on the book by Grant Ginder. This all-star cast of Kristen Bell, Ben Platt, Allison Janney, and Cynthia Addai-Robinson shine as the flawed family at the center of this story. While they might drive each other crazy, there is this biting authenticity that makes them feel like a genuine fleshed-out family with all the good and bad in between. The People We Hate at the Wedding expertly balances over-the-top hijinks with a heart that comes with the imperfect but unconditional love of family. Based off the popular book series by Soman Chainani comes Netflix's fairy tale film, The School for Good and Evil. The story follows two best friends whose friendship is tested when they're kidnapped and taken to the School for Good and Evil to be trained to be heroes or villains. High School Musical, the series star Sophia Wiley plays the self-aware and good-hearted but misunderstood Agatha, while Sophia Ancaruso plays the princess with an edge, Sophie, who explores being a villain with her own unique flair. What really excited me about The School for Good and Evil are the themes that the film tackles and how they explore fairy tales in an out-of-the-box way. People are complicated, they're human, and it makes you question the stereotypes and archetypes from fairy tales that we've come to know. I think there's just a really powerful message about how stories can impact our society and even just how we feel about ourselves individually in positive and negative ways. It really comes down to like the power of representation. So these were some of my favorite movies of 2022. Have you checked any of them out? What did you think? And I'd love to hear what's on your list, so make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. Consider subscribing if you like my videos, and if you want to talk more TV and movies with me outside of the comments section, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/kmaldo. If you like this one, you can check out more of my videos right over here. See ya!